Well, hello everyone. Welcome back again. No, I'm kidding. That sounded really bad. We're not gonna try it over though. Welcome everyone. Preston and I are sitting here, and we're ready for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually pretty excited about this one. I don't really know exactly where it's gonna go, but that is the joy of recording with this guy, because you think you know, and then no, you don't know. So
It always changes, always different.
it always changes and it's always different. But we're gonna see where this thing goes. We're gonna have a good time, and believe it or not, you will get an animal fact. I don't know if that's exciting or saddening or what that is, but that'll be coming right up. But I'll turn it over to you, Preston, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe share some things you have to say, and you can get us started here.
Okay, well, yeah. I'm going to be back. I've had several different people send me a message or request to do some podcasts on dating and relationships, and we just haven't yet. I don't know, did some processing and thinking and stuff, and so we will get to that eventually. I want
Like a more official podcast?
Yes,
Yeah,
several more official ones and stuff, but we're just kind of what we're thinking about it, and I was like, it would be fun to kind of just do a more fun one. So this will probably be kind of more of a lighthearted, less serious. It may get serious. It kind of normally always does to an extent, but like this will be more of a lighthearted one, and it's going to touch on relationships. But this is just kind of like a taste, kind of the start to it. And I'm not even saying the next several podcasts will be about relationships yet necessarily.
For sure. Yep.
But eventually I am wanting to do several. I just there will be probably more serious podcasts, and there'll probably be multiples of them because there is a lot to it, especially in our day and age. This guy's got it figured out, so we'll be listening to a lot of wisdom from him. But besides that,
I got married. That doesn't mean I have it figured out, but I did accomplish the goal of marriage. So I did.
You
that.
did have a kid on the way. So
yeah, that's true.
Um,
Cool. So are you gonna explain a little more, or do you want me to? So okay,
Yeah.
Preston was like, hey, he's like, I asked ChatGPT to was it 10 points of advice for dating?
I was like, what's the first 10 steps to start to get a date, basically?
Okay, so what do you do the first 10 steps? And
Yeah.
so what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go through these 10 points or steps, or I'm not sure, and we're just gonna discuss them. That's what
Yeah.
we're gonna spend time on. This is just off of ChatGPT. This is more of a lighthearted, funny,
Yeah.
type of deal.
Oh, for sure.
This for sure is not
Hopefully
exactly.
it whets your taste, or those that are curious about it, kind of for getting started and getting in. We'll probably briefly kind of give our opinions a little bit as we talk about these topics, but it's more, I just was like, I've been thinking a lot about like, okay, how do I want to do relationship episodes and all that, and so I was like, well, you know what, I'm going to just start out with this kind of like, this is not the world, but kind of in a way, I mean, ChatGPT, I mean, I didn't actually do ChatGPT. I just used AI. You used ChatGPT.
Okay.
But
Yeah, that's what
I was
use.
just like, let me just look it up and actually just see what it would say, how far off it is, or maybe it's very, very accurate. So a little bit different than normal episodes. Like I have my laptop, I'll be going off of some of those things and stuff.
All right, let's hear point one. Let's go. Let's get into this. We got 10.
Okay, well, I'll just read what it says.
All right,
First,
read
starting
it.
to date involves self-reflection, putting yourself out there, and building connections with others. This process can be broken down into 10 steps.
Okay.
So supposedly,
So that was the
if we get
disclaimer.
these 10 steps down, we're good to go. I'm good to go.
All right, you're good to go. Let's start with
this
step
is,
one.
I'm learning right here.
All
Step
right.
1, reflect and prepare. Before you begin, consider what you want in a relationship, and if you're ready for a new connection, a strong sense of self-worth, and a possessive mindset or attractive qualities. Keep in mind your values and goals, or know your values and goals. Become comfortable alone. Heal from past relationships. So, yeah, what do you think, Tristan, of the step number 1?
That was all the step number 1, or were you reading the points of all of them?
Basically, step number 1, is reflect and prepare. And then, before you begin that
Okay,
whole
so
thing
that's
I read is
step 1, reflect and prepare.
And part of step 1 of reflecting, preparing is knowing your values and goals.
Oh, okay.
Become comfortable
Okay.
alone, but be preparing and heal from your past relationships. So, reflect and prepare.
Yeah, I don't want to get too in detail. I guess I'm just not going to go too in detail with anything. But obviously, so I only ever experienced one relationship, which I guess I would count a privilege. I don't know, but I only ever experienced one. So I never had to deal with past relationships as basically preparing for a future relationship.
Yeah.
So my perspective obviously comes from that. basically, I think it's important to know what you're getting into. Thinking back for me, I don't really recall that I actually sat down and was like, okay, what am I getting into? I mean, obviously, I knew what I was getting into when I started dating. Or I knew, like, okay, if I start dating, you know, like, I would like to get married someday. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of my plan. I believe that's the point of dating.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I with that mindset, but I never really thought about it. So like this, when it says like sit down, you know, maybe reflect on your goals and some of these things, I think that's good advice. I
Yeah.
do. I don't think though at the same time that you have to sit down and have a 3 hour list that if this other person doesn't either meet this criteria or doesn't maybe fit in with one of these goals, that it's not an option. I don't think you should necessarily go into it with that closed of a mindset. But yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you say?
Oh, like so. I think with what it's saying, it's more like trying to basically get yourself to know what you're worth and what you're out there
Right.
available for, and like basically know what you're worth, what your qualities are that you're basically putting available to the person
For sure.
that you're pursuing to
For
date.
sure.
Which makes sense to an extent, but at the same time, I'd be very careful with that because if you're, especially have a Christian mindset, you're in a way we're all sinners, we're broken, we're lost. So
That's true.
So you're in a way, you're a downfall to her. Like you're almost worth nothing to an extent. So like, don't go into it with like, okay, so she's getting this and this and this, because that's going to start off with a mindset of like, she's getting something. Because no, technically,
Right.
it should be that you're giving everything. And
But I think
you're
it's
not
good to
going-
know
but,
what
like,
you
you're not
are.
going in with a mindset. But I think it is good to know. I would definitely agree. Like if you have a past relationship, you need to be healed from that. Don't step into it with
Right,
with brokenness,
for
because that's asking for disaster. So I'd agree with that.
That's good
Becoming
advice.
Compatible alone.
Honestly, pretty legit advice. I'm
It
not
is.
gonna lie. I think point one is pretty solid. I do.
Yeah.
I agree for the
Become
most part. I agree
compatible
with that.
alone. Don't date to fill a void in your life. Be content and comfortable in your own. I would agree
Is
with
this
that.
number 2?
No, that's just part of it. It
Oh.
says become, and there's a subtitle under that. Don't date to fill a void in your life. Be content and compatible on your own first.
Right.
That
It's
is
not
so
as a
true.
filler. It's not like
Do
a filler.
Yes. If
Yeah.
you need a void filled, which ultimately Christ should fill that void.
Right.
So
Should you
It's
feel a
saying-
void? Should
What?
you feel a void though? Can you feel a void if Christ is like fully fulfilling in your life? Can you
Yes.
still though feel voids? Okay, I know maybe physically. If somebody dies, you feel the void that they died.
yeah.
So, but if you're going, oh man, I have this feel void in my life. I'm a
Yeah.
Christian, and I really feel like I'm serving the Lord,
Yeah.
but yet, you know, you still feel like you have a little bit of a void, and you look to a relationship, obviously.
Well, I think it could be. I think
Yeah.
this is something you want. You naturally want that physical side, or you naturally want like comfort, like an actual human physical
And it can do
comfort.
that.
But at the same time, I feel like
Yeah.
you should be at a place in life that you have good friends, you have parents that can kind of technically fulfill that. It's not
That's
like
true.
I need to marry somebody to
So I
like
can have this.
to get through these things in life, because if you do need that someone to talk to through your situations, go to your parents, go find a good friend type of deal.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
transitions
Yeah.
into a relationship, and you can want that, but it shouldn't be like a void that's like the only thing that's going to fill this is a relationship. So I would agree with that.
See, if
Be
you
in a
were
really good
married
place.
though, I was just thinking about this. If you
Yeah.
were married, we could talk about like once you're married, how to best live out. You know.
Oh, we can still talk about that.
No, you
I
don't
still
know.
have ideas.
You know, you're dumb in that area. Okay, point 2.
Point 2. Okay.
All right, fire away. I'm listening.
take care of yourself. Feeling good about. Sorry, there's a couple points out here that's gonna actually be really funny. But take care of yourself. Feeling good about yourself boosts your confidence and makes you more approachable. Prioritize self-care. Invest in your appearance. Be confident and positive.
Ooh, we may almost disagree in this area.
Okay.
You
Yeah, I
want me
would like you
start?
to share.
Okay.
I'd love to hear you share.
So, the appearance thing really struck me, I guess, in this second point. I think it is important
Don't drip water on yourself.
to always look presentable.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to relationships, when it comes to marriage, it is not about looks. If you simply go for looks, and that's all you're going for, that ain't gonna last. I'm sorry, but it's not gonna last. That's not the point. So we do, when we're thinking about a relationship, I think in point 2, it's like, you know, you want to feel self-confident. You want to look nice. That's important. You need to look nice. I'm
Yeah.
a strong believer. If you're gonna maybe ask, if let's say from a guy's perspective, just because that obviously I'm a guy, if you're gonna ask a girl out, whatever, you go on that. If she says yes, you're going out on that first date. You need to look nice. I don't want to see you there in, a hoodie and a shaggy pair of shorts. I just don't. Like that's not, show that you care. Show that you want to be. So I think for some of that's really good, but also it is not all about the looks.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it's really important because you do take care of yourself and put an effort out there. She's worth. So I'm speaking as a guy coming to a girl, but it can be the same even from a girl to coming to a guy. Like if you're willing to put something, if this is a serious relationship, then invest in it. Like you can look pleasant, like clean yourself up, comb your hair, type of deal.
Yeah.
But I think there is a
brush
line
your
there
teeth,
between
unlike,
like how this is stating it, like like just for instance, be confident, be positive. Like be positive. That should just be your way of life. Don't make something up that's not naturally you. I think is what you got to be really careful.
But you will slightly not be yourself.
If
you won't
totally, you won't be. But don't and you're always going to kind of put your
put on a front is basically.
But
what
don't necessarily just be like, okay, so I'm going to build this personality. I'm going to be like change because you may not naturally be like an optimistic person. You may not be, and so then if you just force yourself into a completely optimistic no,
that ain't gonna work.
You need to work on being happy and positive, but you may not naturally be an optimistic person, so don't just necessarily change your personality just for something like that. Like I'd be very careful with that, but also try. Don't just come into a date or don't even anytime. But see, that also should be. See, I would believe more that this needs to be before the first date. Like this needs to be. You need to get this into your just habit every day to day life.
I agree.
Look pleasant to others. Don't walk into the grocery store in your pajamas. But that's personal opinion.
Okay, I'm just going to share a little bit of an opinion. I'm not going to go any deeper on this than this simply. If there was a young man that came to me and I had a daughter and he said, "Hey,
you do have a daughter."
I do have a daughter technically, but he said, "Hey, I want to date your daughter."
Yeah.
When he opens, let's say he opens maybe he comes and knocks on my door, okay?
Yeah.
And I open the door and he's like, "Hey, I'd like to talk to you about your daughter." If I look at him and he's wearing, maybe let's say nice clothes, what that looks like, maybe I'm just going to say maybe jeans and like a nice flannel if it's in the fall time.
Yeah.
And his hair's combed and he looks nice. Okay.
Yeah.
His odds versus a guy that comes and walks up to my door in a hoodie and a backwards bill cap and shaggy shorts. I know looks aren't everything, but I can guarantee you I know who has a better odds right there.
Yeah.
For me, it's like, this guy's like this. That tells me so much about this guy right away.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know either one of them, but I can guarantee you, I'm gonna be like, the guy with the backwards bill cap. I'm sorry, you can walk back down the stairs, and the guy that's dressed up, I'll chat with you.
So now you're judging by appearance. You're not judging by the heart.
No, because I will get to the heart, but the appearance is where it starts.
But you can't get to the heart because if you completely turn him down just because of his looks.
Yeah, but his heart may or may not be in the right place if he's looking like that. But I feel
you're jumping to conclusions. So you're just assuming that it's not. It may, but you just assume that it won't. So you're turning him down.
Yeah, because I feel like if he wants to leave a good impression on me right away, that is how you leave a good impression.
Yeah.
I don't know his heart
at the same time, he's not probably trying very hard to leave a good impression with you if he's literally walking up to the door to go take your daughter out for a date.
That's why I would turn him down.
He's going to call me first, ideally, or at least he may contact her, but she'd be like, "Okay, go talk to my father."
Yeah.
He comes talk to me. We have a meeting. He can walk in. Like, yes, it'll put up a lot of red flags in my mind, but I am still very willing to have a conversation with him if he walks in to talk to me.
But I'm just saying,
shorts,
if those two guys came up, there's one of them that gets a chance, and there's probably one that isn't going to.
Yeah.
And that's just because
I still strongly believe that he needs to talk to the dad. It's personal opinion.
All right, but we can't get too deep.
We're gonna keep going. Okay, point 3. That is interesting. I wouldn't fully agree with, I guess, point 2. But
I wouldn't fully agree, but I do. There's some value to that.
Step 3: get out there. You have to increase your opportunities to meet people. Join interest-based groups. Leverage your social circle. Kind of like let your friends know you're open to meeting new people. A 2015 survey found that meeting through mutual friends was a common way for couples to connect. Attend social events, join a club.
You start on this one.
Hobby,
what do you think?
Share passions. Do get out there. Like if you're looking for if obviously this is all going on obviously on the mindset that we're searching for someone. Like you feel like you're ready,
Right,
you feel like
yeah.
you're prepared, you've prayed about it, and like
I mean, we're on
I'm
point
not
3,
necessarily.
so we're ready now.
I'm not necessarily one to believe that there's this. We'll go into more later, but there's only one and only one person out there for
Yep.
you. So it could be that you feel peace about moving forward into a relationship. You're especially for a girl. It's like, well, you can't. I mean, I guess you can. It's more common nowadays, but it's not norm for a girl to just go out there and go pick a guy necessarily. And so it's like, so yeah, interact in social groups, but also once again, I feel like this should be already a part of life. Like if
Right.
you're just a hermit, basically, just stuck up in your house, never with people, and also now it's time for a relationship, you just go and get out there. That gives me a few red flags. Like you need to work on your personal life. Like you need to. It needs.
Yeah, but what,
you're
dude?
interacting with
Okay,
friends and stuff.
what hermit wants to get married? If you're a hermit, bro. No,
Yeah.
if you're a hermit, you're kind of a hermit. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know what you think.
So, I think that was gonna be interesting. I thought maybe you would bring this up a little bit,
Okay.
but you didn't.
Okay.
We've talked about this some. Preston and I's personalities in groups of people are completely different. So,
Yeah.
a point like this, point 3 here, where it talks about interacting, new circles, meeting new
Yeah.
people within, like, basically branching out, getting out there, doing, meeting new people.
Mm-hmm.
For Preston and I, probably looks completely different. So if we're both guys looking for girls, maybe this whole social idea thing
Yeah.
could look different for us because of how we interact differently.
That's very true.
So for me,
Yeah.
for instance, if somebody said, okay, you need to go out and meet with new people, get in these groups, and, that's how you could potentially meet your future wife.
Yeah.
I would go right on. And my personality, I would probably be like, okay, where could I go where there would be a lot of people that I think potentially there could be some girls there that I would have interest in.
Mm-hmm.
And I would probably just like if I need to get on a plane, I'd get on a plane and go. If I
Yeah.
needed to ride a skateboard, I'd ride a skateboard. Not with a backwards bill cap, but I would ride a skateboard.
You'd ride a skateboard.
But for you, I feel
would
like,
go with a backwards bill cap.
you would probably go to an event like that, but you may be like, maybe wait and see what comes to me, kind of. Like,
Yeah.
I'll stay here home. If there's events that come up, I'll go to
very
them,
true.
see what happens.
Yeah.
So that's why I think this point only holds so much truth depending on your personality.
That's true because like I would be more of the mindset, be friendly, be willing to to carry on a conversation, but I'm also not one of those that's like, oh, there's a group of girls over there, maybe a guy or two, I'm gonna go seek that out. I'd be a little less than that. I'd be more just like I'm with a group of couple people, or if I'm by myself, I'll walk over and talk to people, but I'm just gonna be friendly, be myself, be available.
Yeah.
Less like go search. Like I'm not like.
That's why I thought we need to bring this
that
up,
is true.
because that
is
point
very,
totally
very true.
depends.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Point 4. Man, we're about ready to date now. Woo! I can't date,
4.
but you can. But like we're kind of ready.
I'm almost there. Wow.
Yeah, you can almost date. We about got you ready.
Explore
man.
online dating.
No way.
4.
I wondered if this was gonna come up. So wait, read the whole thing.
Online dating is a major avenue for meeting people and can be a great tool
Oh.
if you are proactive about it. Create an authentic profile and communicate effectively.
I guess it's my turn to start on this one. I guess.
If
I
you
guess
want.
if we're going every other one, I don't really
mine's
want
very
to.
simple and short.
Okay,
In short.
same.
Okay.
I've never been on a dating website, so I know almost nothing about them.
You haven't been on a dating website?
Oh, dude, I got my wife the right way. Basically, I've never been on a dating website. So, for all you out there, maybe.
Got your wife the right way.
Hey, shut up! I'm talking. Some of you.
I predate him.
Shut up! I'm talking. Some of you guys probably have. I have not. So to speak into something like this, I don't feel like I can really judge because I don't know. From the little I have heard from other people that have experienced it, overall, from what I wouldn't do it personally. I don't feel like that is a genuine way. It's possible. There's people that actually meet. I know some people who have met and it's worked out and they're living like great marriages.
Yep.
I don't think it's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't really know much about it.
Yeah. I agree. Don't do online dating.
You don't know
And I
anything. Do you know
that's
anything
gonna-
about it?
That's gonna. Well, I know people have done it. I haven't actually ever done it. Never even. I've even set a profile or anything. But I know some people who have done it, and like I
You'd
know
probably get reported if
I'm-
you set a profile because you'd be like, they're like,
I-
kick this guy off.
I know if some people have done it. I know that there's been successful like things happening, but that's not how God created relationships.
What was that?
And it doesn't. In my mind, it still doesn't even follow fully of what God's image of marriage and relationships is kind of a picture of the church and everything. And that's not that completely defeats the purpose. So,
Was that 0.4, by the way? I just
that's
curious.
0.4. Yeah. So we're not quite halfway.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway,
fire
there
away.
you go there.
Bring it on.
Point
0.5.
number 5.
Boom, boom, boom.
Practice the art of flirting.
That's all it says. That's 0.5.
Well, flirting is a playful way to show romantic interest and differentiate, however you say that, and connect from a friendship.
You can't talk. It's not the first time.
Use positive body language. Offer genuine compliments. Yeah. Okay.
You start. This is your turn to start. I'm going to judge you with whatever you say. I'm going to judge
This one's a little bit of a hard one. I mean, like, we just need to keep moving, but this one's a little bit of a hard one because I do not. Okay, to an extent, if two people like each other and you're not necessarily fully into a relationship yet, there's going to be some sort of flirting going on. Like, but also, what's really hard is what's the line of actually flirting or
being friendly.
Being friendly, just the fact that like you both know it. You know it might have lead to something like that's what I struggle with this, and I don't. Okay, this is what I'm going to say to point number 5. Don't practice the art of flirting. Don't practice flirting. Because what I'm going to say is naturally, there probably to an extent a certain amount will happen. I'm not saying that's bad. Don't go and practice flirting. It's not going to get you. I mean, maybe it will get you somewhere. Actually, with my brother's relationship, I think it may have gotten somewhere. So. Like, maybe it will get you somewhere, but, like, yeah. I don't love the thought of just, like...
Okay.
Yeah. But what's really hard, it's so hard for me, I'll actually tend to almost not be friendly to girls because I don't want to flirt. I don't want to look like I'm flirting with them. Where in genuinely, like, I think that there is a certain amount that you can just be friends with girls.
Oh, for sure.
And compliments are a very kind of thing to get.
You're getting too deep now.
But, yeah, I am.
All right. Thank you. Can I talk now?
Yep.
I have to like rethink what I'm going to say because it takes so long for me to get an opportunity to talk again. I don't recall that I was like a big flirter, but I definitely wouldn't have hesitated probably from an opportunity to kind of either show my skills in an area. I mean, I don't have any, but
that bothers me or that cringes me.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being honest.
Yeah,
like,
right.
So I probably would have been like, if I had an opportunity to hit this ball really hard or whatever in a sport, I'm probably going to hit it hard. If I know she's watching, I'm probably going to hit it a little harder. And so, now I'm not saying that's good, but look, that's completely natural. I'm sorry, but it is natural to flirt.
It makes me cringe, though.
You cringe at everything. But anyway.
Like when a guy comes up, spikes really hard in volleyball or something, and the second he gets down, he kind of quickly makes a glance around. You can tell he's looking to see which girls are watching. So it's just like, just stop.
So I agree. Yeah. I would not recommend flirting, but I will say that it can work.
Yeah.
So I'm ready
and flirt with them after you're in a relationship, and especially married.
Right.
Like, still try to impress her.
Yeah.
Like that, but like,
I do.
There's a certain amount of trying to impress her, and you naturally will. Don't just practice it. That's what I'm saying.
All right, 0.6. Boom.
0.6.
Kidding. Animal fact. I'm
okay,
done.
cool.
I want to give animal fact right now. So stop. Before I forget. Okay. You ready for this one?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
You're always ready for it, but you don't like any of them.
No, I don't, but I'm ready for it.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. To be sadly disappointed.
I heard about
ChatGPT again. Okay.
Dude, of course. Where else do you get an animal fact? Okay, this is about snakes. Did you know they can fly?
No.
Yeah, they actually can.
No.
Yes, they can. Well, okay, they can't exactly fly.
Yeah, thank you.
But basically, so these things, there's this species in Southeast Asia. This is mostly the truth.
Half truth and full lie.
No, it's all the truth. They can launch themselves from trees and glide through the air for a distance up to 100 feet. This is insane. They flatten their bodies into a sort of an S shape, and oh boy, I can't say that word. I'm just gonna move on. It looks bizarre, like a slithering ribbon falling in slow motion. Dude, I don't know that word.
Okay.
People use these scientific words that are 3 miles long.
That is interesting.
Yeah. So they glide. I view it more as like
they can't fly.
Right, but
so they can't fly.
The same, basically same thing.
No. Flying is like woof woof woof. You're going.
No, that sounds like a dog,
like,
dude. Woof woof woof.
Halt, like pausing your time in the air.
Right, but I view it as like if they're in the top
fly.
of it, if they're in the top of a tree, they can like fling themselves out and they can kind of like create a little bit of like air, woof woof, and they can like float, you know. Okay, we're ready. 0.6, dude. Read 0.6.
So snakes cannot fly. They can glide.
Yes, they can
we
fly.
We have no idea how they do it or anything.
I told you.
That they can glide, so that's cool.
No. I told you they form into an S shape. Did you miss that part?
So they're like floating through the air in an S, all flattened out.
Right.
Okay.
That's exactly. It makes sense to me. You have to make up what it doesn't tell you. Please read.
Step 6: set up the first date.
Oh, we're to setting up a date.
When you feel connection, be assertive and propose. Don't propose, but propose a specific plan. Have
Okay.
a clear plan. Choose a good location. I would 100% agree with that.
Amen. I don't have anything else to say. Amen.
Yeah. Be assertive. Like, well, be punctual and like actually be very clear with your intentions.
Oh,
is what
I actually
would
have one
say.
thing to say.
Yeah.
If you're a guy out there, be the man in the relationship and set this up.
Yes.
She needs to do
100%.
absolutely nothing.
Set
on
up,
the
but be
first
very
date.
clear with it.
Yes.
This is a first date.
Yeah.
Like whatever
Yep.
you're doing, if it's not a
And
first
dude,
date, this is a
you take care for
conversation.
it.
This is not
Yep.
a date. Like be very clear with it.
He
Don't,
needs to take care of it all.
But yeah, I'd agree.
Yep.
I would agree.
That was easy.
Cool.
Fist bump over that.
Step
That
7:
was legit.
focus on the conversation. On the date, be an engaged and active participant. Ask and listen. Find a common ground. Be funny and lighthearted.
You want a tip?
Yeah.
Don't ask any questions. Just listen. Basically, a lot of times,
That's what I did
women
wrong.
don't want you to solve their problems. They just want you to listen. Okay? But guys naturally solve problems.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
moment anybody tells us something, we want to just fix it. So, not on a first date. I'm not
I
going
would
to say they're
100%
telling.
agree with that, but I'm thinking about first date.
I know, but I got distracted. So as far as first date goes,
Yeah.
I think it's important. You need to ask questions that are going to draw their inner self out.
Yeah.
Not like, what do you do for work? That's nice. What do you do for hobbies? That stuff's all cool and great. You need to know that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, that isn't what's going to make your marriage last.
Yeah.
You need to know their heart, their goals, what they want from life,
Yeah. I would agree.
how many
I say
kids they
listening
want.
is a really important thing, but also be very.
You just moved on past that. I was moving on. I'm okay to move on.
Actually, depending on the relationship, that might be an okay actually spot. Depending on where the conversation
Keep talking.
goes. But like, be very, but like, do have questions prepared and ready. For one, it's gonna make it much easier for her, but also like.
So I had a list.
I personally, for me personally, like I had certain things within the first couple days I wanted to figure out because they were important to me. And like I want some of this, like the very easy, like are we gonna date? Are we not long term?
Right.
I want that figured out within the first little bit. Like obviously things can happen however long into a relationship, but like those main pivotal things, like figure them out. Don't be like 10 months down the road and be like, oh, so you don't believe in missions overseas and that was your plan? Like you wanted to go do missions
Right.
overseas? Like whoa, okay, then that's like.
So I made a list on our first date. I had a list of just some things
Was
that I
it
wanted to
actually
talk.
your first date?
Yeah. Okay. Yes. First technical date. When we were
Okay,
first
'cause you were
actually
talking
dating.
like crazy.
But it was
before
when we
you
were first
actually-
technically dating. I made
What was
an
that? Was it a
actual
coffee
list.
shop?
Yeah.
Was it a coffee shop in
Coffee
Ohio?
shop. Mm-hmm.
Well, that was your mistake. You went to a coffee shop in Ohio.
No, it was good. But I strongly recommend a list of some sort. I don't think though that you should move from point to point like it's like a meeting of some sort.
Yes.
Like a courtroom meeting.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. It needs to be
Because
chill.
if you're like that, then you don't
Yeah.
genuinely care.
Yeah.
Ask
I
the
agree.
question and care. You want to hear her listen, but also be ready to give your opinion too.
Yep.
I feel like
So,
it's important.
dude, we're smart. Oh my goodness.
I'm
We should be
definitely not
counselors for nobody.
Maybe
Okay.
you should be, but I'm currently single, so I am the last one. That's why I was also partially hesitant to talk on dating because I feel like I am the least prepared to talk
mean,
on dating. But anyway,
You can make stuff sound good. So
step 8. Keep safety in mind.
is this 7 or 8 or what is
This
this?
is step 8.
Step 8. Keep safety in mind.
Yeah, your personal safety is a priority.
Oh boy, we're dating some lions, boys.
Especially when meeting new people. Meet in public. Share your location. Arrange your own transportation.
Okay, see, okay. We're gonna take this back a couple notches. I don't know who you're dating that's like a cheetah or a lion. But know the person you're dating. Don't just be like, oh hey, I saw this girl on the street and I think I want to get to know her, so hey, let's go meet at a coffee shop. Easy, get to know her. I don't want you just to see her once and go, oh boy, we're gonna set up 3 dates now and like, because then you may need to watch for your safety. But I would never personally date a girl that I was worried that she'd do something.
Yeah,
You
so
know.
we've got to remember this is AI.
Right.
So what basically someone would do is like oh, I saw this cute girl
That's
at the
that's
fair.
exactly right.
I somehow got her number. I'm going to try to set up a date.
Yep.
How do I do that? Here's the first 10 steps. Like, that's what we're coming off
No,
of.
I know,
So you
I
and I
agree.
come from a conservative background where we're going to very likely know a decent amount of the about the girl before
No,
you date.
I agree. But I think regardless, I don't care. If
yeah.
you meet them one time and all of a sudden you're like, then you
Right.
need to maybe consider this.
Consider safety.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say that's a lot more important for the girl's sake, but also as a guy, make it safe. So even if you know her, don't do anything that would make her uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And if she does say something, maybe she's like, "Oh, I'm a little slightly uncomfortable," but you're very aware of that. So, like, for instance, I would agree, meet in public. Like, do
Right,
something-
yeah.
Don't first date go way up in the woods on a picnic. Like, maybe that is appropriate. Like when you're a decent amount in the relationship, when you definitely trust each other. But like, don't even if you've been lifelong friends. Just,
Oh, I agree.
just keep like
Yeah.
well, for one, just keeps good guidelines but boundaries. But like also like just don't make her feel uncomfortable. But at the same time, with our germ-based background or more conservative background, we probably would come with more like we'd probably pick them up from the first date, like something like I would want to do.
Yeah.
Probably for especially a first date. So, but this is coming from there. So I would like safety is important. I don't know if I'd make that step 8.
Yeah, I agree.
Step 9, follow up. If you enjoyed the date, let them know. Express
Oh,
interest in a
baby.
second date.
Here we go.
Ooh.
Maintain
an air of mystery. Wonder what you think of that. While you shouldn't play games, there's no need to overshare everything at once. Keep the conversation going over time. Ooh, that could be a controversial.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't think everything needs to be shared at once. But to keep things from her to get it to where she'll meet with you again to find out more about you, no.
Yeah.
I mean, like here's the deal. Don't hold back simply so you feel like, oh, I got enough material. I think we could go on another date. No. You share what you have time to share that day and what you feel like is appropriate to share. And then if she wants to, if you guys want to keep this thing going, you meet the second time and you pick up where you left off. Yeah. There's no like, I'm not going to tell her that because I want her to get her to come back. No, I just don't feel right about that. Yeah. Yeah. Mystery is cool. It is kind of cool. And in a dating relationship, you could kind of have that. But to simply hold information back so you could meet again, I don't really like that.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Don't keep her guessing.
Yeah.
Because as a Christian, we're clear on where we're at and where we stand. Like, you want to set, like, you really want to set for them to be able, like something solid that they can count on. Not, like, start off a relationship with guessing. Like, what, can I count on, can I not? No, you, like,
for sure.
That's what I want, so I would not. But do follow up, I would agree. Like
oh, yeah.
When you're done with the first date, which, like, hopefully that's part of your conversation, but being clear, like, what are you guys wanting? What are you stepping forward, proceeding? Don't be like, okay, it was great to meet with you, see ya. Now they're going to be like, okay,
are we
did he
doing
call me
this?
back?
Yeah.
Are we, well, did he, like, people like, wow, that was really fun, thanks. Like, I'll be in communication with you or something, but I'll think about next week, and do you have some time available? I'd love to meet again or something. Ask a few more questions, like step through this, or maybe it's like, hey, I'm really liking this. I feel like we're really connecting. Like we should start doing this a regular thing. Let's start. Like, anyway.
Cool.
Like
yeah.
don't keep them guessing. I would very much disagree with that. Like be clear with your intentions. I would say the biggest thing in my mind is she is very precious. She's created from God. Treat her that way. Don't do anything that would make her less than that. Like your important is to, no matter where it's at, that she feels loved and honored by you and respected, even if it's harder. But,
for sure.
Cool.
Anyway, all right. Is this point 10, right?
Yeah, point 10. Manage expectations. Remember that finding a partner is a progress, not a race. Be patient. Focus on attracting the right people instead of trying to have a wide appeal. Focus on finding someone who is a good fit for you.
I think that's true, but I think that's also impossible to tell to generally young or middle-aged people that are really in love that patience is a good thing. That's I'm sorry. You can tell them that, you can preach that to them, but that doesn't do any good. I agree, be patient, but I know what it was like for me. That it does no good. It's impossible, really impossible.
Yeah.
Just be really patient. It just is.
Yeah.
And I don't say that that's wrong. But I just thought it was funny that it said that because I'm like,
Yeah.
it's easy and I think it's good to be patient. But
Yeah.
try to tell two people that are really in love, try to tell them that.
Right.
I mean, like, it's just really hard.
Right.
But I agree. Patience, I think, is good. Don't ever push anything too fast. Once
Yeah.
you're married, you're stuck with them for life. So make sure, in the time you're dating, that you know, whether you really want to do this or not.
Right.
That's what I have to say.
Yeah.
Do you agree, disagree?
Yeah, I would agree. Be clear about your expectations, I guess is what I would say. But also be willing to like there I feel like it's very common, especially within like the background that we came from, more of a Christian, more conservative background. Like it's very easy to have like almost unrealistic expectations.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And there could be a good chance you go in for a second, 10th date or whatever, and it's like you're realizing they do not meet those expectations, but doesn't necessarily mean to drop them. Maybe you do need to actually revisit your expectations, like that was not realistic, or that's not needed,
Or work on
maybe
the
it's something that
expectation
you guys
together.
talk
Yeah.
about together, and like, okay, I am going to live up to this expectation.
Right.
That is something I just need to work on, type
For
of deal.
sure.
So I would definitely say you definitely need to deal with expectations. Being patient, I think, is really important. It's very hard, especially I would say it probably depends because like especially when you're probably starting off a relationship, exactly first dating is really difficult. But at the same time, if God does have you in a waiting period, or like you are pursuing something but maybe it's not happening yet, or maybe it is during stepping through the relationship you're wanting to hit this certain part in the relationship, and it just doesn't feel like right or something, don't look at that as like that's holding you up. I guess
Right.
just be very, sounds weird, but be very aware of where the Spirit's leading.
Mm-hmm.
And you may think that sounds weird in a relationship, but it could even be through like what other people are telling you, through what she's telling you, through what literally just praying with God and stuff that just does not feel right. But yes, patience is extremely hard. I've been through a relationship, like in relationships, waiting is not easy.
Oh,
It's
no,
not easy. I can
that's
easily
why I
say
said that. It's
but
impossible.
I do
almost.
think that is really important.
Yeah.
And I think it's if you're just like you can't be patient and wait for something that like you feel like it's from what other people have told you or whatever, you feel like you do need to wait on this thing, or maybe whatever someone's making you wait. If you just feel like I can't hardly do this and you're pushing the line, then that I think is an extremely red flag, and maybe you should all start revisiting areas in your life of like, okay, am I ready actually?
Yeah.
Because if I can't wait, you need to be at that point of willing to wait. As hard as it is,
Right.
if you feel like it is the right thing to do is to wait in this area, then be willing to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, first one.
For sure, I agree. Hey, we got through 10 points
10 steps.
of AI.
I don't. That's AI. And so what would be very interesting. I'm not saying that we'll do this, but what would be very interesting is to actually then come back with our 10 steps into dating.
Maybe we should
First 10
consider that.
steps into dating.
We do
'Cause
plan on coming
mine-
out with one on dating a little more
Oh, for
specific,
sure.
more in detailed. Maybe it'll be more than one podcast. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
obviously,
for
it took
sure.
us. We hit all these very lightly, and it took us
40 minutes.
So.
But yeah, no, I wouldn't hear plus a crazy animal fact that.
Dude,
yeah.
that was legit. A flying snake. Booyah. I know of a good Bible verse we could leave them with. Talks about being kind to your brother.
We're not leaving with that one. But
Oh.
speaking of being kind to your brother, yeah, we should talk about it later. We
Yeah,
had a
we
message
should.
today, church, about
It was a good one about being and loving your brother.
moving on from past things.
Nope.
Anyway, let's end with verse. This is very good. And like you said, yeah, we're gonna go back to more relationship things. That was just more just to kind of whet you guys' taste. It was just more like I was just interested in like what they were gonna say on it, and like what AI would have said. I would disagree with the list that it said. Like not everything on
Right.
it, but how it said it and like what step first. But anyway, First Chronicles 16, 9-10. Sing to him, sing praises to him, tell of his wondrous works, glory in his holy name. Let the hearts of those who seek the Lord rejoice.
So seek him and rejoice. Booyah. I don't know why I'm into this booyah. Do you know what booyah is?
Anyway, I hope you guys have a great weekend and come back next week for
Toodaloo.
another episode.